Haha, what's going on YouTube? Monster Chappy back, and today guys we're going to be looking at some gameplay. Finally! I know, right? It's been so long since I've had some gameplay on the channel. I've been saving it up, and now that the grind is officially over, if you guys don't know, Season 3 grind ended technically this morning at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States of good old America. So, now I have the time to edit gameplay again. Yes, the editing process again, it does take some time, and every time I edited a video, pretty much that was a game that I could not play, and I didn't have enough time to grind and do that. So hopefully you guys understand why there was no gameplay during that grind period. So I want to take you guys through the entire grind process. First off, in today's video, I've got two gameplays on screen. Both of these games were before the patch. And why is that a big deal? Well, I just kind of want to talk about a couple stages of the grind for myself and bring you through my mindset, everything that was going on, the ups, the downs, everything, man. It was a lot. It was a lot, man. It was fun. It was tough. Oh my goodness. It was just so many. It was an emotional roller coaster, man. Honestly, really emotional roller coaster. So let's talk about the pre-patch grind, because time frame wise, as you guys know, there was a few weeks after the patch that you had the opportunity to grind, and then there was also a good amount of time before the patch. So before the patch, offensive line did not matter at all. Everybody had a bronze line, and you just maxed out on your skills positions and all that good stuff like that. So, that was kind of the makeup of the team. The game played a little bit quicker, a little bit faster. Whether that's good or bad, that's really up to the person. That's personal. Why not go for the pick right there? But, yeah. So that was pretty much the difference gameplay-wise. I mean, there's some other changes as well. A couple little bugs and glitches got patched, like, catching and run blocking. Big-time blocking was a big thing. And then as well as some of the drops went down a little bit. But it seemed like spec catches went up after the patch, which is, not a great thing in my opinion, but it is what it is. You got to adjust and adapt and play to how the game plays. So, as far as the grind goes, look at this beautiful read right there. Oh my gosh. Just chucking in a triple coverage. That was pretty much the tail of my games. Right there, that single pass. Before the patch, my defense played phenomenal. I'm talking about literally just phenomenal. Like, oh my gosh. Another pick. Like, I was literally trying to throw ball games. Like, it was crazy. It felt that way because I would just throw an interception or more per game. Like, I was averaging at least probably 1.5 ints a game. And was still winning close games against people I really should have been beating by, multiple possessions in my opinion. I mean, they're decent players, but when you're throwing 3 ints, 4 ints, and still winning a game, that's definitely somebody you should beat by a little bit more. Now, credit to their defense as well, but it wasn't just one person. I could see if it was one person that could say, well, their defense was really good. It was pretty much everyone I played, I was having this issue. So that was something I really, really needed to work on and focus in on. It was just like, you know what, I just got to cut down the turnovers. And then I did that. The only issue is then I stopped scoring as much because I was just playing a lot more conservative. But I was still winning, so I was doing okay. So at this point, I've got a pretty good record. I mean, my win-loss ratio, my first 30 games was 6-1, which is really good. And then I hit a vicious slump. I must have lost 5 or 6 games in a row. Like, dead serious. I lost 5 or 6, maybe more than that. At one point, I was 2-8. You can check your previous 10. I was 2-8 at one point, or maybe even 1-9. I don't know. It was really, really bad. I think it was 2-8, 3-7, something like that. But so that was all pre-patch, and I bounced back after that, got some more games in, kind of leveled it out, then I started winning 3, lose 1, winning 3, kind of that pattern. But I went from a 6-1 win-loss ratio to like a 3-to-1 win-loss ratio or 2-to-1 within a very, very short span of time. It went down to a 2-to-1. At one point, it was worse than a 2-to-1 as we get a fumble recovery back to the crib, and we gone, baby. Cookies. Gotta love them cookies, man. The reason I scored there, a lot of times I'll just lay down. I don't know exactly how the ranking or the ratings or the, how they did the leveling. So nobody knows the exact formula. So just in case point differential is a part of it, I always try to score at the end if I could, if there wasn't a risk. Now, if I'm up like, let's say 4 points, or if I'm up 3 and I can kick a field goal to extend the lead with no time left, I probably wouldn't do it because I don't want to risk my kick getting blocked and then losing the game. So that you kind of got to weigh it. But if there was a chance for me to run up the score a little bit, I'm usually not an advocate of running up score, but in this case, for the grind, I think it's something that you should do just because nobody really knows exactly how these leaderboards work. Another thing is streaks are huge. Win streaks, loss streaks, any kind of streak that you do will have a huge impact on how you move up or down the charts. So if you get a nice little 10-win streak, very good chance you're going to move up really, really quick there in the ranks. Likewise, if you lose 3-4 games in a row, you're going to drop very, very fast. As you guys know, one loss is not the equivalent of one win. You could win 3 games in a row, lose 1, and lose all the progress you got from those 3 games, really just depending on the matchups and things like that. So, back to pre-patch. My mindset pre-patch was to win 2 or 3 games a night and just play 2 or 3 games a night. That was it. So for like the first 10 nights, 15 nights or so, I was doing just that. I was going 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-1. I think my record again was like 30-5 or something right around there when I first started. And so Microsoft tournament rolls around, and that was the Microsoft tournament, not an EA thing specifically, but it was a Microsoft one to win Super Bowl tickets. So I won the first half of that. Oh my gosh. Whoo, the life taken out of them. My goodness. So I won the first half of that. And what that did was allow me to qualify for the online portion. That was the regional section of it. Won my first game, blew that guy out. But before the Microsoft tournament, I had been playing very well online. Like I said, I was like 30-5. But 2 days before, I decided to take a break from Madden. In hindsight, that was a really, really stupid thing to do. That was a big mistake. So come second game, long story short, I lost to the guy I really should have beat. I mean, this is a guy I'd beat 9 times out of 10. I lost to him. It was draft champs. That doesn't help, but no excuses. I just did not play that well. I ended up scoring, I think, 7 points total in the game. It was like 7-8. He didn't score a touchdown offensively. I think he got 2 field goals and a safety. Yeah, exactly. It was bad, guys. So that kind of put me on a real downward slump, and that's that slump I was telling you guys about when I lost like 6 games in a row when I came back. Mentally, I was just out of it, man. I was just not playing well. I was just losing to everybody. Losing to good players, losing to bad players. Didn't matter. Just throwing picks left and right, left and right. And, that was a tough period for me, man. I'm not going to lie. That time during the grind, I was just like, oh, my goodness, is this really worth it? This and that and the other. And, we just played through it, kept playing, kept fighting. And then I took another break. This time when I took a break, it wasn't a break from Madden. It was just a break from games themselves. And I really went into practice mode, worked on my offense, figured out what I need to do to cut down the turnovers and also ensure that I'm actually getting points on the board. So that was a big thing for me, finalizing my offense, got my playbook right, both sides, got my defensive setups down. I just really went into the lab and practiced a lot and got better. And after that, things started going up again. I started performing well. And then I went out of town during the time the patch dropped, and so I didn't get to play from that Tuesday when the patch dropped until Sunday. So when I got back Saturday night, had to go to a party thing. But needless to say, that is going to cover the pre-patch part of my journey here on the grind. And make sure you guys stay tuned for part 2. I will go over post-patch, kind of my grind, how that journey was. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video as well as the gameplays. Stay tuned for more. Till the next time, we gone!